Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Today is going to be a tutorial, and this is a look that really caught my eye. It is Christina Aguilera on the cover of Lucky's October 2012 magazine, and it is not a look that I would normally think goes with fall makeup. There's not like hunter green on the lids and a smoky eye. It's really soft and pretty, but this is the kind of look that I love to wear on just a day-to-day basis, because when you're putting this much light on the lid, I think it just makes you look awake, and there's a little bit of winged liner and then some glossy melony pink lips. So if you'd like to see how I complete this look, please keep watching. My eye is already primed with the NARS Pro Prime Eyeshadow Primer, and the first thing I'm going to do is take the Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Barely Beige. I'm going to take that on a Sigma concealer brush. I go back and forth which way, if I like to apply these with my finger or a brush. It doesn't really matter. This one is nice because it has a little bit of a point, so it's easy to get right here into the tear duct. And I am going to put a little bit of that color tattoo right into the tear duct because we want a lot of light to be there. For the eyeshadows, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. I'm going to start with the shade called Booty Call and take that on a flat shader brush. Okay, and I'm just going to pack this all over where we put the Maybelline Color Tattoo. And feel free to really pack this on, because when we're looking straight ahead, I really want the light to catch this color, so I want the lid to remain really bright. And I'm not going all the way across the lid, kind of bringing it 2/3 across and leaving this outer part blank. Make sure to set the color tattoo that you put in the inner corner, just so that stays nice and bright throughout the day. With that same shader brush just flipped over on the other side, I'm going to go into the shade Chopper. I'm just going to place Chopper in that little outer corner that I left blank, and then slowly just start bringing that in so that it really blends nicely with the first shade, Booty Call. So once I get that kind of worked in a little bit, I'm going to flip the brush back over to where it has a little bit of Booty Call, and just kind of using that back and forth to really blend the two colors together. Now with a fluffy brush and the shade Foxy, which is just a matte cream, I'm going to take that all the way from my crease and help kind of blend out any edges to those all the way up to my brow bone, because this is going to act as our highlight. Now with a pointed crease brush, this is the Sigma E45, I believe. I'm going to take the shade Tease, which is just a cool matte brown with just a little bit of kind of like a plummy taupiness to it. Okay, so I'm taking Tease into the crease, and then right underneath my arch of my eyebrow, I'm just going to round out the shape just a bit. And I'm also going to take it all the way in. So from the outer corner of the eye all the way to the end. And just as I'm going back and forth, I'm just raising my brush just a little bit to help create kind of a rounded shape. And if you need to, you can take that fluffy brush that we used earlier and just kind of lightly go around the edges just to make sure that everything is blended out nicely. Still working with that Tease shade, but now I have it on a chubby pencil brush. I'm going to take it on my lower lash line, and I'm going to make sure to connect it right here so that there's a good connection from the crease color to the lower lash line. And I chose a chubby pencil brush because you really don't need to be precise down at the bottom. I'm going to take it all the way from the outer corner into where that highlight is. And it doesn't have to be precise. This is just going to add a nice little shadow and kind of make the look a little bit more complete. Still using the same little stubby pencil brush, I went back to this Chopper shade, which is the shade that we put in this outer corner, and I'm going to put this kind of right in the center of the lid. So bring it right under where your iris is and just kind of blend that into here where the highlight starts, and then right out here, and just kind of blend it back and forth so it all looks together. This color is so pretty on the lower lash line. It really helps make your eyes pop. That is it for the shadow. Moving on to the eyeliner, I'm going to use a liquid eyeliner for this look, and I'm using the Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black. So I'm just going to create a fairly thin line and then just wing it out at the corner. A couple things to notice about the eyeliner. First, you just really want to make sure to get it really close to the lash line because it looks really bad if there is a little bit of skin showing between the wing and the eyelid. That's just not a good look. So make sure you get it as close to the lash line as possible. Another thing, normally when I'm doing wings on myself, I don't, at this highest point of my eyelid, I don't normally bring the line down, but in the picture, that's how she has it. It kind of gives that little bit of like a sleepy, sexy look. So I brought the eyeliner down, and then the wing is not the main focus of this look. So I made sure just to keep it really small and kind of wispy. You want it to, once we put on the mascara, just kind of blend right into the lashes on the outer corner. So now all that's left to do, I'm going to put a flesh colored eyeliner in my lower waterline. For that, I'm going to use the Paula Dorf Enhancer in Baby Eyes. So I'm going to apply that in my lower waterline, and then I'm going to add a mascara that really helps and gives me kind of like a flared look at the end. I currently am using a sample of the Givenchy Noir Couture in Black Satin. So I'm going to do those two things, and I'll be right back to show you what I used on the rest of my face. I also took inspiration from the picture for the rest of my face. I did a little bit more contouring than I normally do, but I used my same old NYX Blush in Taupe. This is actually, I think I got this last like October or November, and I have not found anything better. This is such a great contour. So I predominantly used it in this area and then kind of under my cheekbone. For blush, I used an oldie but a goodie, the Tarantino blush in Neapolitan Lane. I applied this a little heavier than usual, so I used a little bitty kabuki brush, and I kind of placed it lower. So I placed it kind of like right above where I would put the contour and then blended it upwards. So that's what I used on my cheeks. For a highlight, I used one of the L'Oreal Infallible. These are the little pressed eyeshadows with a stopper, and I used it in the shade Iced Latte. So that's what that looks like, and just place that right on the tops of my cheekbones. In order to mimic her like really pretty kind of melony pinky lips, I first used one of the Smashbox Be Legendary lipsticks in one of my favorite shades, and that is Posy Pink. So I applied that all over the lips, and on top of that, her lips are really glossy. I used a MAC Cremesheen glass in the shade Partial to Pink, and I used that kind of in the center of my lower lip, and then tried to really concentrate that in my Cupid's bow just to make my lips look a little bit fuller. Alright, this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you in my next video.